I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so sorry about the technical difficulties. And just for everyone watching, we're going to talk about CrimeCon, which is a convention, and we'll talk about it. So if you're not interested in true crime, definitely, you don't feel like you have to stay connected. We're just going to talk about the convention, what we did all week, show some fun pictures. I just thought it would be a fun way to do behind the scenes. We did try to do a video the night. The very last night, but there was all this beeping, and then my phone was dead. So, yeah,
And the lateness today is my fault. My stuff would not connect. So we are
yeah,
trying this way.
yeah. Chelsea wasn't there, so okay.
Yeah.
So the way that we're gonna do this, we're just gonna show some pictures, and then they're not in any particular order. I had a whole script written. It was 2 pages of what we did and what we're going to talk about, and I lost it, which means I didn't really lose it. It's in the mail because I had to mail stuff home. So we're just going to go in order of pictures, and I think we're doing it alphabetically by name, so no particular order. We're just going to talk about that, and then at the end, anything we miss, we'll talk about at the end. So, okay, so Jordan, just pop up some pictures and we'll see. So that was the day we got there. That was like maybe 4 hours.
No,
I don't know.
that was on Friday.
Oh, that was the next day. Okay. So that was
Yeah,
just like
we
the
got there
picture they
Thursday night.
had. And then this was in the like merchandise room. I thought that was a cute picture. Oh, and that was Nancy Grace always does like a little photo booth.
Yes.
And then who knows where that was?
That was in the meet and greet room.
It was?
Hmm.
It was?
Yep.
Okay. See,
Yep.
I don't remember anything.
It was on that the opposite side of where we would meet everybody.
Oh, okay. And then this was like, so they have like, okay, so CrimeCon is a convention where different people come and they speak, and there's different people who come. You might be a prosecutor, defense attorney, you might be a victim, you might be a victim's family. And they just talk about just all the different aspects of it. And this room right here is the podcast row. And so behind us right there is Paul Holes on the right. And so don't ask Priscilla how many minutes it took us to do that photo.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a
I think somebody came in and finally did it for us.
yes. A
So,
nice man picture for us
yeah,
because we couldn't do it.
the face, the whatever you call it. Selfie. We
Selfie.
can figure out this. Oh, there's my
Yeah.
Labubu. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love Labubu. So Priscilla brought me a Labubu. Okay, so do you want to talk about? I put all of Vinny's pictures kind of up front. Do you want to talk about how that all evolved and how you were about to kill me that day?
Oh, I was what? Oh, because of Ice
Yeah.
T. We had tickets to go see Ice T, but then Vinny handed out these special passes to go to his taping, and Kimberly snatched one out of his hand, and then she snatched another one because she had to have a ticket for each of us. And we went to his taping, and we were going to leave and go to Ice T, but then we couldn't leave because we were in the front row. And Vinny's taping was very good, though.
Yeah, so it was
He really
on.
asked a question. We were on
I was trying to
Court
get Priscilla
TV.
to ask a question and she wouldn't do it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So
No.
so there was a 2 hour show on Court TV. It's called, what's it called? I'm trying to think of the name of the show. I had to look it up.
Oh, I just watched it last night.
It's 2 hours every weeknight, Monday through
Hmm.
Friday.
Hmm.
I'll think of it in
Yeah,
a minute.
it was very good though.
Yeah, so he did like a segment with to,
About Donna.
Donna Adelson, and then he did a section on Lori Daybell, and then he did a section with Callahan Walsh, and then he did a section on Baby Emmanuel. It was
And
really interesting. I thought it was interesting to see like all the lights they had. And then they had like a timer, and then what Vinny would watch. I don't know. I was trying to think that I was like learning something from
And
him.
Benet's dad too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, John Benet's dad. They he really didn't really have a script, and he pretty much made zero mistakes, and I was like, wow, like he really knew what he was doing. I was super impressed with how funny he was. Really funny. He kind of, I guess if you, Priscilla was like, well, he's done it for years, but I don't think I could just go on the fly like that and make zero mistakes.
Yeah.
With he literally had a piece of paper. He had no like he didn't have a teleprompter or anything, right? Oh, and then that was the sign that they had up. And we were like, oh, we got to get a picture.
I was looking to see if it said on the bottom of the sign what the name of the show is.
Oh, yeah. It didn't. Jordan's looking.
He was the nicest, I think, of all the ones that we talked.
Yeah. I think he was like the most personable and the most funny. On the left there is Mike King, and then the second that is the guy that does Tangent podcast with him. Let me think of his name. It's not
Al.
Jonesy. Al, yeah. And then on the right, there's a podcast that Priscilla and I had never heard of called The Prosecutors, and so it's the lady and then the guy that's kind of hidden. They talked about, I guess they were from Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they were from Alabama, and I haven't. Oh, Closing Arguments. Yes, thank you, Colleen. Yes, Closing Arguments. So it comes on every Monday through Friday, 2 hours a night, and it's kind of like a summary. Vinny also has a podcast called The Tangent Podcast, which is on YouTube, which I watch those all the time. And
plus he does one by himself too.
He does?
He's been doing a couple things this week about the shooting in Utah.
Oh, okay. But see, I thought it was interesting, like all the cameras, and he really only had like 2 or 3 people connecting devices. I mean, but he didn't even, now some people, when you see them, you can see all the makeup on them. I didn't see any makeup on him. Now I'm sure he had makeup on, but he is gorgeous, and he is like just flawless. Like he can just, like there's a reason he does what he does, because I could not.
He's so personable.
Yeah, he's like nice. He remembers people's names. I'm like, I don't know how you could do that, but we were so honored to be able to get those tickets. So like I grabbed one, and then Priscilla was like, we need another one, and so I just like, I was so bad, I just like grabbed one, and then we just ran off because I was like, oh my gosh, we just got 2 tickets. But then, so we had paid for this event to see Ice-T, and really all me and Priscilla wanted was a picture, and I just wanted a picture so I could show Kevin and pretend I'm cool, right? So he was doing a presentation on, I think he does some show on
SVU.
Law and Order SVU or something. I don't know, something. I didn't care a thing about that show. And I was like, Priscilla, we got to go to Vinny's. It's a once in a lifetime. And so then I got to ask a question. I feel like, okay, so this is the funny part. So I asked a question, and I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. And then, okay, so I call my daughter who's in college, and okay, let me tell you about my daughter and her roommate. All they do is put us on speakerphone the entire time. I'm like, I didn't call to talk to your roommate. I called to talk to you. So she gets on the phone, and she's like, her and Eleanor, which is her roommate, is like, oh my God, Miss Jolly, you're crazy. And then Emma was like, your makeup game, you are horrible. You need to get your makeup. You're crazy. You lost your mind. And then I called Peyton. Well, I called all my sons, and Peyton said, well, you know, I think you asked too broad of a question. He got all technical. You asked too broad of a question. You really should have been more specific. And he gave me a whole critique. And I was like, I just wanted to be the cool mom who was on TV. And y'all would be like, oh my God, my mom is so cool. She figured out how to get on TV. None of that happened. I don't even think Kevin watched it. Nobody was impressed. So, but we were excited. I thought that was probably the best. I think that was the best part of the whole event, was going to that for me.
Yep. It was good.
Yeah.
And we did get a little mini meet with Ice-T, but it was very hard to come by. And
yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. We did get a cute little gift from Court TV. We got a little, a really nice notepad and a really nice pen. So I still have that at home. I'm excited.
I haven't even unpacked it yet.
Okay, so like I said, these pictures are in no particular order. They're just like things that I just saved them. So there was a party the first night. You had to pay to go, and so some of these photos are from that. And then, do you want to talk about This one?
That's Joseph Scott Morgan. He's really nice. He does a podcast called Body Bags. He and his wife are good friends with Nancy Grace.
Yeah, and so he always remembers us. Like, it's funny because, like, we always get excited if we think somebody remembers us, but I think he actually does, and his wife's name is Kim, and he does a podcast, you said, Body Bags, and then he's a guest on Nancy's show.
Yes.
I think it's on YouTube and Fox, maybe.
Yeah, I watch her on YouTube.
Yeah. And then that's my favorite, Matt Murphy. Oh my gosh. So I was like, I saw him and I was like, Priscilla, go. And she was like, what? And I was like, walk faster. We gotta go. She didn't even see him. I was like, he is right there. How could you not see? He totally did not remember us from the CrimeCon cruise. Nothing. We didn't even, his line was too long. So I really wanted to ask him some questions about like the Menendez and Betty Broderick because I'm obsessed with that. But we didn't even get to ask him a question, and I never saw him again except we went to one of his sessions, but I never saw him walking around or anything. So he has a book that's really good. What's it called, Priscilla? Because I don't remember.
Book of Murder.
The Book of Murder, and he's writing a second book, supposedly. But we didn't go to, he had several sessions. One of them we didn't go to because he was talking about the same thing that he talked about on the crime cruise, and we already knew about that, and so I was like, I don't know if I can listen to that story again because it's pretty disturbing. So. Oh, that was so cute. Okay, you talk about that.
This was in Annie Elise's booth in the podcast row, and it's supposed to be like a Barbie that's a crime person.
And I
Annie
thought
Elise
that
is like a Barbie.
I thought we were gonna knock that thing down. It looks pretty sturdy. It is not. It looks like paper, and I was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna knock it down? And then we had all the props, and she wasn't there, so I was like, oh my gosh, we have to come back. So then the next photo is when we came back, and she was so nice and so pretty. Yeah. I will say, like, all of these people, you think, oh, they're pretty, and then you see them in your real life, and you're like, okay, this is why they're on TV. So she was really cute and nice and very personable, and I loved her little necklace, the little Coco Chanel necklace. I was looking it up.
Two different channels on YouTube, Seriously and Annie Elise.
Okay, and so I have listened to like a few, but not very many. So I don't know that much about her. I just know she's cute. So me and Priscilla, we just want to get the pictures. We would just go do all the pictures and not even go to any of the shows.
I said it's like Pokemon. You got to get them all.
Yeah, she was like, we got to get all of them. Oh my gosh. So we saw Ashley Banfield in the hallway. She is so fabulously cute. And she was really talking to us for a long time. And I was like, this lady is like super famous. Why is she talking to us? But she's on News Nation, and then she's just started a podcast called Drop Dead Serious. And I don't know how often the Drop Dead Serious is, but I do watch most of her stuff on News Nation. And she was basically saying that, on her podcast, she can be a little bit like more with her opinions rather than when you're on a news network, you have to be careful with what you say. So she said, she loves the news network, but then on the podcast, she can be a little bit like funny, I guess. But she was so pretty.
Yeah.
And then she got food poisoning, and then Priscilla was like, oh my gosh, she had food poisoning. I hope we don't get it or something. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, I said she probably had that stomach bug that everybody had. But thank goodness I was hand sanitizing all the time.
Yeah, she kept trying to give me the hand sanitizer. I was like, I don't like that stuff. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Kimberly got diagnosed by the the behavior panel.
Okay, well, you tell the whole story, and I'm going to tell the second part. But, okay, the guy on the right's name is Greg, and he took Priscilla's... No, yeah, you're right.
Left is Greg.
Okay, well, the one with the black shirt, he took her phone, and we were like, no, we don't want you to take a picture of us. We want you to be in the picture. He was like, no. And he was taking selfies of himself. A lot of selfies, not one, not two. He took a couple of selfies, and then he took our picture.
His name isn't Chase, is it? Or is that one of the other
ones? He's not Chase. It's Greg and Scott. So I think Scott's on the right and
Scott,
Greg's on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott's in black.
So I am so ridiculous. Sometimes I think Priscilla just wants to hit me because I'm so obnoxious. So I walk up to this guy and I was like, so when you see someone, okay, so let's first talk about who these guys are. There's four guys. They're part of this YouTube channel called
The Behavior Panel.
Behavior Panel. And so they take clips and they analyze people's behavior. Like they might take someone who is in a police interrogation and just analyze their behavior. So I, of course, am like, oh my God, I'm Kimberly Jolly. I'm going to ask him to analyze my behavior. And he was like, you have anxiety. You are very closed off. Look at how you're standing. You're not even comfortable being here. And then he looked at Priscilla and was like, oh, what did he say to you? I forgot what he said.
Because I stand with my legs crossed sometimes, and he was like, you're trying to protect yourself or something. And I said, no, it's because I was an ice skater a long time ago and I stand like that a lot.
And then we went to dinner, and his wife, they were at the bar, and I was walking to the bathroom, and she was like trying to hold onto her purse, but under the bar was like a hook. So I didn't even know if it was his wife. I didn't know who she was. I just said, oh, there's a little hook. Then he started talking to me. Yeah, and he was so nice. He was so nice.
Yes,
and
both of them are really nice.
Yeah, I was even asking him stuff. I was like, well, one of my kids does this. What does it mean? And one thing he said is, there is no normal. Like, there's not a normal. You just know. And then he talked a lot about, like, your primitive brain. Do you remember that, Priscilla? Like, your primitive brain and, like, some of the stuff that you do is, like, from, I don't know, it was over my head. But anyway, he was probably my second favorite to talk to. He was so nice. And I'm glad I asked him instead of the other guy, because the other guy probably wouldn't have been as nice. So, but that was interesting. And they said the other two, we had met the other two guys before, but I guess they didn't. Ago. Yeah, they didn't get to come. So, that's Beth Karras. Bless you. And she was on Original Court TV back in the day, and she has a show now on, I think it's on, it's on HBO. It's called The Curious Case of. And we went to her session, and it was kind of weird because I had watched all of the things, so I knew what they were talking about, and Priscilla hadn't watched anything, and so she was just looking at me the whole time like, what is she talking about? This is crazy. So what did you think of that one?
I told you I would like to go watch her shows. Yeah. I can't remember what the name of that was.
It's called The Curious Case of, and the thing about the show is, like, they do one on, like, Bam Margera, and then they did one on, like, Jodi Hildebrand, and then they did one on, they just do them on random people, so there's not, like, a connection. It's not, like, all cults or all serial killers. It's just let's find some random people who did weird stuff. One was, like, a cat cult. So for me, I really wish she would have just got on there and just told old stories of behind the scenes of Court TV rather than her TV show, because I guess one of my feedbacks is a lot of the sessions were, here's a TV show, let's promote the TV show. Me and Priscilla just want to go and, like, hear behind the scenes, like, real deal stuff. We do not need you to promote a TV show to us because we already watch all of them, and so we've already seen all of that. So a lot of it for me was duplication, but they somehow haven't sent a survey out yet. But they're taking tickets for the next one. So they're already selling tickets for Vegas. I'm not going to that. We might do the CrimeCon cruise. We're going to see. Oh, yeah, the cat cult. You'll have to watch it. It's some weird thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I enjoyed the presentation.
Yeah, she said she's single. She lives in New York. She's,
carries around a mace.
Oh, yeah, and then she talked about, like, when she goes in the shower, she looks behind the shower. Is she the one that said, I look behind the shower to make sure nobody's going to kill me?
Yep. And gets in her apartment as fast as she can because she doesn't want to be in the hallway.
Oh, yeah. This is Brian Enton, and so he is with News Nation, and he has... And
he has a YouTube, and he has TikTok.
Oh, that's right. So I don't have TikTok, but she said she watches him on TikTok all the time. But he's so funny.
He's been doing a lot from Utah this week.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good, really informative,
like personable, and really nice. But I watch all of his stuff on YouTube. But I've never seen his TikTok, so I don't have TikTok, so I don't know. I guess I should get TikTok. I tried to get Snapchat, and then I was trying to do it, and my daughter was like, "You don't know what you're doing," and I was like, "Yeah, clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 52 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you show me?" And she was like, "No," so I just deleted it. And so now I get 0 photos from her because she's like, "Well, you need to be on Snap," and I'm like, "No, I can't figure it out. It's too hard." So, okay, who's next? Oh, so that's Callahan Walsh on the left and John Walsh on the right. And so if you know the Adam Walsh story, I'm sure most of you do. And then we've never seen this show, but it's called On Patrol Live. And I obviously know who Dan Abrams is because he was on one of the news shows. But they said it's on Reels, Reelz or something, and you have to get a subscription to it. So I might have to get one and just watch all of them and then turn it off. So, there's probably our favorite people. That's Nate and Erica Eaton. They're so nice.
Very, very nice.
So he's the guy who tracked down Lori Vallow in Hawaii, and he was even asking us, like, well, what's your feedback? And I was telling him, and then I was like, he probably thinks I'm crazy because I'm just telling him everything. But he's going to be on the cruise, and so that's why Priscilla and I would like to go. But they've only announced him and then Chris Hansen, but not everybody else. And so, like, before we sign up, I want to make sure it's, like, good people before we, like, sign up and spend a ton of money. But they run East Idaho News, which, of course, most of you know, but they have a website and then a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And then, okay, so we bought these VIP something badges, and so you could get these 2 meet and greet behind the scenes, and you're supposed to get 5 minutes. We did not get 5 minutes, we got like 2 minutes. But this is Erin Moriarty, and I wanted to meet her because she covered the yogurt shop murders, which happened when I was a senior in high school in Austin, where I live, where I grew up. And so I just wanted her opinion, and she did say she didn't think it was the boys that were arrested and in jail that got released. She said she didn't think it was them. Now, she didn't say who she thought it was. I don't think she had an opinion. Do you?
No. Well, no, she said that the one guy she thought did it, the one that you mentioned. I know nothing about that case, so.
Yeah, I think she said she didn't know who did it.
But she thought that the one guy, but I don't remember what his name was or anything, and you agreed with her.
I did. I don't know. No, we were talking about the cops and how we didn't think the cops. I don't know. But you asked her some stuff. What did you ask her? I forgot I think you asked her about.
We talked about Karen Reed.
She talked about Karen Reed with everybody. What did she say? She didn't follow it, right?
She said that she did, and she thinks that she's not guilty.
Okay. Yeah, but I wish I could have talked to her like a little bit more, but she basically, so with that story, basically, I mean, I can give my opinion. This is all allegedly. But when it happened, if you lived here, the first thing came out on the morning news and the radio shows was there was 2 random people in the store casing it. That's probably who did it, and that's who she thinks probably did it. Not the other people who are eventually arrested, but at least 2 of the cops really did this high pressure, let's get a confession at any moment, at any, in any way possible, and they might have botched the case. But then again, DNA wasn't a thing then, and I think if DNA was a thing then, we probably would have been in a different spot. But I don't think the boys who were arrested did it, but I really don't know. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched that documentary, or I don't know anything about that case.
Yeah.
Chelsea said it was pretty gory, so I stayed away.
Oh, yeah, she told her not to watch it. This is Faith Jenkins, and she does that TV show. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, it's about people who kill their husbands and wives. What's it called? Oh, hold on. When devotion turns deadly. That suit was on fire, but she was really good. So I guess she was a judge. Oh, she's still a judge. So she's a divorce judge now. But on the side, she does this TV show. I don't know if it's with Oxygen or ID.
It is.
Okay, with Oxygen. And so she showed clips, and she just kind of talked about, like, red flags. Like, they gave you these little red flags to hold up. Like, if you're dating someone, pay attention to the red flags because they eventually might get you killed.
Yeah, and Kimberly kept hitting me.
Hey. We're not gonna say why I kept hitting you. But yeah, but the lady in front of us, she was driving me crazy because she was like doing her flag, and I'm like, not everything she says is a red flag, lady. Put your flag down. She's not looking at you. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But we bought these VIP seats because we usually would get in the front, but they changed it all around. So we ended up getting pretty much horrible seats the entire time. So we ended up not going to a lot of the stuff because I was like, I don't want to sit in the back because first of all, I can't see and I can't hear. So I kind of was like, I don't know, I didn't love it as much this year. It was definitely, I've gone to 4 CrimeCons. It was definitely the worst one I've been to out of all of them. I'm still glad that I got to get out of town and spend time with Priscilla, but in terms of like the event, it definitely
was less than Orlando for me too.
Yeah, it's all now, it's owned by a big company now. It's all commercial. It's all, let me sell you a TV show. Let me sell you a TV book that you can sign, that you can buy in our bookstore. Let me sell you a t-shirt. Let me sell you. I want to just hear the stories. I don't want to go there and just feel like they're trying to sell something to me or they're trying to get an agenda over on me. I'm not there to hear about politics. I'm not here. I just want to hear, do you think the guy's guilty or not? Who do you think did it? That's what I want to hear. Or like Marsha Clark did a talk and I was like, we just want to hear about OJ. We don't want to hear about a case from 1950s that we know nothing about. Let's just hear some funny stories about OJ, right? And we didn't really get that. So, okay, who's next?
We did it in the meet and greet.
Oh, yeah, we did. This is Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis, and she is just so fun. Her daughter was there.
Very nice.
From New Orleans, and she talked to Priscilla about Karen Reed, so that was fun. Okay, so this picture, do you want to really tell the story or you want to not tell the story?
It was really hard to get.
I'm going to let Priscilla tell it. I thought she was going to kill me, that we were not going to get this photo. I'm going to let you tell what you want to tell.
I wasn't going to kill you. You keep saying that.
Well, I thought you were going to kill me.
No. They gave us kind of the runaround when we asked about it, and then they said, okay, we'll let you do it, but you got to be quick and you can't, discuss it or whatever. So then when we came back at the time they told us, they said it wasn't going to happen. But it happened.
Yeah, and then they told us you only get a photo, you can't ask anything. So we just went in and I said, oh, I love your jacket because it's a really nice jacket. It's tailored, and he smelled really good. And I was like, bye. He said, who did you want to see at CrimeCon? And Priscilla, thank God, she was like, we came to see you. And then we just ran out. And the lady said, y'all look like crazy fools. Y'all just ran in there and ran out. And I said, well, you told us all we could do was get a picture. So we were following the rules. But yeah, that was fun. Honestly, just to hear his voice. And I don't know that much about him. I don't even really know his TV show because it's not true crime. So, but some people said they really liked his talk. Some people said they didn't. I think it kind of depends if you watch the show and maybe if you knew the background of the show. But I don't know enough about his show. Now I know Denise loves his show and Denise's mom loves his show. So they would have loved it. I want to try to watch it sometime. I just have to figure out I don't even know how to turn TV on in my house. I'm not joking. Okay, I'm going to let you talk on this one.
Well, that was JonBenét's dad. And
he seemed so nice.
Yeah. And supposedly they're going to test the DNA. That Othram Labs is going to test it and see if anything comes out of it. But the way he was leading on was like they've lost it. So I don't know how they're going to test it.
Yeah, so basically what he was saying on the Court TV episode, if you watch it, was there was DNA. You know, they used some of it to test. So then when you use it, you eliminate some of the DNA. So there's a little bit left. Well, I think Denver or whatever city, Aurora, whatever city it's in, is refusing to send that DNA out for testing. And
Boulder.
he's saying, oh, Boulder. So he's saying, like, why don't you send it out? If you send it out, it's going to clear my family. Send it out. And so they won't. So his kind of thing is, well, did they lose it? And they're just trying to cover for themselves. So, you know, everybody's got an opinion on what happened to John Bonet. I don't have one. I felt like he was a very nice, genuine person and really wants to get his daughter's case solved. He didn't come off in any way like he was trying to sell something. You know, so many people there are just trying to sell you something. He was just like, can y'all please send letters to the police department, just ask them to test the DNA. All he's asking is for help for people to get the DNA. That's all he wanted. And he was very nice.
His son was also there. You sent that picture, right?
Yeah, and we didn't see him, but we didn't see them in the hallway. I wouldn't have recognized him. Maybe Priscilla would have.
He could have walked out with his dad too when we did the meet and greet, but we wouldn't have known.
Yeah, because we were there earlier. This is Justin from Generation Y. He's really one of my favorite podcasters. I don't think Priscilla's ever listened to it, but it's Justin and Aaron. It's like the second true crime podcast that ever came on. I think they're funny. I like, they don't really give their opinion. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like two guys talking, and then I've even told Justin and Aaron this. I'm like, y'all do a whole episode, and then at the end, I don't even know what you think. Like, I'm very confused by the whole thing. It's very mysterious because they don't give their opinion, and they're like, well, we don't want to give our opinion. And I'm like, well, we're listening so we can hear your opinion. So, like, but it was good to see him. He came to the party, and I said, he was the first one I got a picture with because he's very antisocial. Or he's just like, he doesn't like to hang out with people. And he was like, yeah. So I said, I'm so surprised you're here. You never come to the parties. And he said, yeah, I stayed an extra night. They said I had to come to the party. I was like, well, I came to get my picture with you first because I knew you were going to leave. So that was funny. And wait, go back.
That was this. I skipped forward.
Oh, you skipped forward. Okay, this is Kelly Siegler. And so they did a breakfast, and we got to meet her for like 2 seconds. She does the show Cold Justice. The new episode just came out Saturday. I watched it. Did you watch it, Priscilla? You don't have that channel, right?
No. Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think you have the channel. It's on Oxygen. I didn't think the episode was that good, if you want to know the truth. I watched it coming back from Fort
It wasn't
Worth.
the one that was in Wisconsin with the boat.
It was. Yes.
Oh.
So you will probably like it because, they talked about the city, and then,
Did they say what city?
Kenosha.
But that's
that
where the
city?
murder was?
I think.
And
They arrested 2 people.
okay.
So you'll have to try to find out how you can get a
So after the show, they got arrested?
during the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't like they were a long time ago got arrested.
No, like they got arrested as part of the filming, I think.
Good.
But Kevin was watching football and I was watching this, and then I fell asleep. And then that's Joseph Scott Morgan, same guy with his wife. She's so nice.
At the party.
This is Lauren from Hidden True Crime, and she does a podcast with her husband, John. He's a forensic psychologist. She was a news reporter in Utah, and she was there, and I felt so bad. I saw her in the line to check in. I was like, oh my God, you look so different. And I was like, oh, that probably came out really rude. And I didn't mean it because I think she's beautiful. I thought she was like 5'10", and she was like 5'7" or something. And I was like, God, why did I say that? So.
And her hair is a different color.
Oh yeah, her hair's a different color. So Priscilla didn't recognize her. And I was like, it's Lauren. She's like, she changed her hair. And I was like, oh. So this was Priscilla's meet and greet. So tell them what you asked her.
I asked her if the verdict would have been different today with all the DNA and everything, and she said that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, she said the
Rodney King meeting.
Yeah, just the climate of LA at the time. And then what we thought was interesting is when we saw her, we said, oh, how long have you been here? And she said 30 minutes. And we heard, I'm not going to say who we heard it from, but she flew in. She did her meet and greets. She did her session on a book she has out. I can't think of the name of it because I didn't buy it, but it's from the 1950s that she's doing there's a movie coming out on it also. And then she flew back that night. And I think it's the only, what?
I had to Google how old she is because she looks better now than she did when she did the OJ trial.
She looks 40. She looks
72.
Amazing. And I don't know, like, I'm sure she's had plastic surgery, but it doesn't look like it. Like, she just I'm sure she's had plastic surgery, right? Haven't we all? But I mean, she just looks so pretty. I was like, when I saw her, I was like, you're like a beauty queen. And she was so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start the story. So we kept walking by this guy, and she kept saying, I know who that is. I don't know who he is. Who is it? Who is it? And I'm like, I don't know who it is. She's like, he's from the Murdaugh. We walked by him like 3 times, and we were leaving the party, and then she goes.
And it dawned on me.
She goes, that's Mark Tinsley. And then she starts running back to talk to him. I have no idea who Mark Tinsley is, so she talked to him.
He was the attorney for the girl, Mallory, right? That
Mallory
died in
Beach.
the Murdaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so give us some Alex stories, and
Yeah.
he thinks there's going to be another trial.
Yeah, he does think he'll get retried. We won't tell any stories he told us, but they were pretty good.
He was very nice.
Yeah. He was really nice, and he was there with his wife, who's doing a new podcast. I don't remember the name of it. This is Mike King from Profiling Evil. He was a police chief in Utah, and he's written a lot of books. The proceeds of the sale of all of his books go to help children, charities. Everything he does is like based on giving money back. He's not there trying to like make a living for himself. He's just telling stories and then giving the money to children, like houses that protect children.
Yeah.
This is the good
Night of the party.
This is the only time we saw Nancy Grace the entire time.
We were walking back to our rooms after the party.
And so on the left is Cheryl McCollum. She does Zone 7 podcast. She's been on Nancy Grace's show for years. She's a crime scene investigator. She founded Cold Case Institute, which is a nonprofit, and then Nancy Grace was just there. And one story we heard, we don't know if it's true, but she stood in line, is what we heard, until midnight to make sure everybody who stood in line for her meet and greet got a photo with her. And she's so nice. Like
her meet and greet was during Vinnie's show, so that's why we didn't go.
Yeah, and then we didn't get to see her talk, because I made Priscilla go to Vinnie. But she's so nice, and everyone is always like, oh, whatever. She's the nicest person ever. That TV show, that's like her persona. Mm-hmm. And, she's lovely.
Cheryl's very nice, too.
Oh, she's hilarious.
She remembers us.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. This is Paul Holes. He has no idea who we are, but he's always really nice to Priscilla. But so he was involved in the Joseph Scott D'Angelo. He was one of the investigators years after it happened. He was the person who saved the DNA that eventually helped get it solved. He does a lot of speaking. He's written some books. He's on a podcast called Small Town Dicks or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't listened to it, but we have a picture with the co-host in a minute.
Chelsea saw that picture and she said, "New stepdaddy."
Oh my God. No. I think no. I think yeah.
She was kidding.
Yeah, she was kidding. So this was a night I was starving. Let me tell you, I have this thing, and if I get hungry, I gotta eat right now. We could not get anywhere, and so finally we ended up in the bar at the steakhouse, and he walked by. Do any of y'all recognize him?
He's on channel 2, right? Or is he on? Oh no, everybody doesn't have the same channels. Never mind. CBS.
Yeah. So Peter's Van Zant, and he was presenting a case that he's really interested in. We didn't get to go to his session. We're supposedly supposed to be able to get the sessions after and then watch them. So I am going to watch it, but it's a case he was really interested in, and he was so nice.
That's what's hard about CrimeCon. There's different stuff going on at different
Same time.
times, and you got to pick and choose.
Yeah. And you have to run. This is Scott Reich of Crime Talk. He is a podcast, and he is based in Colorado. And I thought we talked to him for a long time, and Priscilla really drilled him or questioned him on Karen Reed. I don't know what else we asked him about.
Yeah, he said she's definitely guilty, and I said no.
And then she starts throwing out facts. Like, she just starts throwing out, I don't even know what she's talking about. And these people are just looking at her like, she just runs circles around them. It's hilarious. But he was very personable, very nice. He asked us, like, I thought he was very, like, different than on, like, when you watch him on TV. He was just very much more relaxed, and, like, he kept trying to, and I did tell him, I said, this is why I shouldn't go anywhere in public. I was like, I couldn't be friends with a defense attorney in real life, but I do watch you, but I don't know how you, I think I said something like, I don't know how you can, like, deposit those checks. I don't know, I said something real smart, alecky. But he was very nice, and he kind of kept saying she's not innocent, but not innocent is different than guilty, yada, yada, yada. But he was very nice. I liked meeting him.
He said she had a good attorney.
Yeah. She got what she was paying for.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Small Town Dicks podcast. So
and the woman name is
Yardley Smith.
And she is the voice of Lisa Simpson.
And then the guys on the left, they're twins. She married one of them, and they were, I think they were detectives. And she dresses fabulous.
Paul Holes. Yeah, she's always looked so cute.
Yeah,
she had these really cute pink platform sandals on. Very cute.
Yeah, she's definitely like the best dresser out of everybody. And then this is Spencer Corson. He is he was in the Army. He does personal protection for people in Austin. I live in Austin. So I was like, oh, so who do you guard or who do you protect in Austin? He's like, why would I tell you that? And then Priscilla was looking at me, and he was not very nice, but that's okay. That's his dog. His dog's name is Ronan. And so I'm not sure if the dog was part of maybe one of the sessions or something in protection. I'm not sure. We didn't get to go to his stuff. But like I said, like, there were so many things we wanted to go to, and then so many that we couldn't go to because something else was going on. So.
And your legs are crossed in that picture.
Your legs are crossed.
So are yours.
What does that mean? That I'm not comfortable?
That you're trying to close yourself off or something.
Something, yeah. But he was not, like, very friendly. And I said something like, well, who protects Joe Rogan? Because he lives in Austin. He's like, the Navy SEALs. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you came to a true crime convention. Do you think people are going to ask you about true crime? They probably are. Okay, this was our favorite. I'll let you talk.
Oh, Tommy Pope and his wife, Kimberly.
Yeah, so we randomly walk up to this lady, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the session that this is the whole reason we came. This is why we want to come, just to see this thing on Susan Smith. And she goes, oh, it's my husband. Priscilla's like, Kimberly, shut your mouth. No, but she's so beautiful. But so she was standing there, and I don't think she knew where to go. And so she was asking, and I said, oh, well, when the session comes out, we go in, and then we even told her where to sit. But he was the prosecutor on the Susan Smith case. I was in college at the time. I really followed it. He, hands down, was the best speaker of the entire thing. He was hilarious. He said hoochie. He said all kinds of words that were not appropriate, but he said it in a way that was funny. And he just talked about how, she really hasn't changed in prison, and that he will be there every time she goes up for parole with David, which was the ex-husband, to try to fight. And he said, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to be there to try to keep her in jail. And he told some stories that I just don't remember. He said that in the trunk of the car was their wedding album and her wedding dress. I was like looking at Priscilla like, what? So he really, I felt like, and that's kind of why I feel like I go to CrimeCon to like, just like, feel like you want to get in the minds of people. Why do they do this? How did you get from a normal person to a crazy person? But he really told some really behind the scenes stuff. I feel like he should write a book. I'm definitely going to go on YouTube and watch older videos of him. But really, what did you think, Priscilla?
He was my favorite. And I felt kind of guilty in there because we were laughing about, because here's a woman who killed her 2 kids, drove them into the lake and let them drown. But he was such a good presenter, and I could have listened to him for another hour.
Yeah, and he just told things that, I mean, I'm sure they must have come out at the trial, but things that just make her look horrible. And so he was just saying like, okay, these are the things she did then. These are the things she's done recently. You can watch all the stuff you want on her. You will never convince me that she should ever get out of jail, and this is why. And so for me, but he was funny. His wife was cute. And then she told us, oh, I'm going to introduce you. So then we got to talk to him in the hallway. Let's see, what did we talk to him about? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I think you asked him more questions about Susan Smith. But she was definitely a hoochie. She had a boyfriend, and she slept with a boyfriend and the boyfriend's father, and
it was a lot.
Did she say that she's been with guards in the prison and stuff?
Oh, yeah. And I knew that. She just really, it was bad, the stuff he was saying.
She's where she belongs.
I can't remember what I asked him.
I can't either.
But he was really nice. Their kids are in college, and so I think he's retired now, and he's doing like public speaking or something. But I thought out of
Florida too, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah, he said, okay, he did. He told a good story, and I think we can repeat it. It's not bad. He said, I worked with him on a couple of cases, and he said, I thought he was the nicest guy ever, and if he would have said to me, hey, write a check to such and such, this is, if you watch the case, you will get this. If you write a check to such and such, this is how he deposited. He said, I would have totally done that. Nothing ever. I never saw red flags. Nothing. He seemed like the nicest guy ever. And he said, his wife said, when it came out, he was like, no, there's no way. This guy seems so nice. Now, I think they were in different jurisdictions or cities or counties, but I guess they did some cases together, and he said he had nothing bad. He just thought he was a nice guy. So that was crazy. And that's Trisha from True Crime. Oh, that's from She Owns Web Sleuths Online. It's like a YouTube channel. Let's see. And then that's it. Okay, so let's talk about the dinners.
The first dinner was wonderful.
She didn't eat 3 bites. She was like, this is slop. This is so bad. But I was like, I have to eat something or I'm going to be starving all night. It was really bad. It was really
It was
bad.
slop.
It was like, I don't even know. It was like, we ordered chicken and dumplings, and I don't know what it was.
Chicken and biscuits. Chicken and biscuits. Yeah. There was no chicken in mine, though. It was just like this nasty, oily gravy.
Yeah, it was weird. I'm not sure what
and
it was.
And hard biscuits. It was gross.
Then the next night we went to the steakhouse because it was the only place we could get in.
It was good.
It was really good. And then the second night we had the third night we had a reservation at the steakhouse, and that was horrible. Same place, but the waiter, always, I feel like Priscilla always leaves at the right moment. She goes to the bathroom and she comes back. The waiter said to me, I'm not kidding, he was like, you don't want to mix the butter with the
leather.
with the what?
Leather.
The leather on the, I was like, that guy just said he doesn't want to mix the butter with the, I hadn't even had wine yet. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know. And he came back and she was like, oh, he's weird. I was like, yeah, we were just like, get us out of here. And then we did a DoorDash one time, and that took 2 hours. It was, yes, both times. But that was
Food was cold both times. It was horrible.
Yeah. Let's see. We went to a thing with Chris Hansen. That was Oh, it was okay. So we go. I mean, I don't read descriptions. So I just was like, let's go see Chris Hansen. Priscilla loves Chris Hansen. He brings up a guy named Schlepp. I've never heard of Schlepp. Schlepp gets on stage and these ladies are like, free Schlepp. And I'm like, looking at Priscilla like, who is this guy? What's going on? So that one I liked because I didn't know the story. And so then I text my kids and I'm like, do y'all know who Schlepp is? And they're like, oh yeah, la la la. Everyone knew who Schlepp was except me and Priscilla. That was, I guess, interesting.
It's about Roblox.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. We went to a thing that talked about Murdaugh where
Mark Tinsley.
yeah, Mark Tinsley and then his wife talked. And who were they talking with? Maybe some podcasters? That was interesting. And then they talked about Murdaugh, and then they talked about Morphew, and we left at the Morphew part because we had to go somewhere. We missed the On Patrol Live. We were going to go to that.
That was during Vinnie.
We didn't go to the cocktail hour because I was like, I'm done. There's enough. We've seen enough
We
people.
needed food.
They had a VIP breakfast, and it was Brian Enton and Kelly Siegler, and I would say it was lackluster. It was just a photo op, which was great because I've been there and I've never gotten a photo with Kelly Siegler, so that was worth it. But they've done it before where one of them before was
Matt Murphy read us the first chapter of his book, and it was so good.
Yeah, and then one of them was Natalie Holloway's mom spoke. I left. This was before I went with Priscilla. I left. I had no makeup on. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so sad. But I felt like it was just like, okay, let's just give these people this little breakfast and consider it. Let's not put any work into it. We went to a Brian Enton session. We went to one on Kelly Siegler's TV show.
And we met a bunch of quilters and cross stitchers too.
Oh gosh, we did. We met a lot of people. Yeah, we did. Yeah, and then one lady said to Priscilla, what did she, it was at the breakfast, and she said, so you just go on YouTube with your friend and you just talk? And I'm like, what? So we don't know what she meant, because she said, well, it's my daughter. So we don't know what she watched or anything. And then another lady said something else, and we were very confused. We were either tired or confused. And I was like, I hope we weren't rude, but I didn't, like, two ladies in a row asked us questions, and we're just looking at each other. We didn't know what they meant. I don't think we ever figured out what they were watching, because they were like, who's your friend? And we were
like Chelsea said, I walk around with these clothes on, and they have stuff on the back that you can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The last day we stitched a lot, and we kept changing spots. We sat outside a couple of different places, and then we left super early in the morning.
Yeah.
But we got there in plenty of time.
To get up at 4 or something.
Well, luckily, so we're in the airport, and luckily Priscilla looks over and it says O'Hare, and I said, you should try to get on that flight. And she did. So that was really cool. So she got home like 3 hours.
My plane wasn't leaving until like 10:30, I think. And I got on one that left at 7:45.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because Hunter picked me up from the airport, so no Uber.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like Ubers lately are shaky.
Mm-hmm.
The lady, so Colleen's saying she probably watches Stitching with the Housewives. She doesn't, because the way she framed it, it was just awkward. So I don't know. But we met a lot of customers. It was really nice. And then one of the ladies who works at Fat Quarter Shop was there, and Priscilla didn't know it was like a lady who works here. And I was like, well, when I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go like right then. And she's like, why are you telling this random lady? I was like, oh, it's Melissa. She's like, oh my God. Anyway, Priscilla's like, why are you telling a random lady? They had a merch shop, and we stood in line to go to that, and that was disappointing because we didn't find anything cute.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like we wasted our time on that. The hotel was nice. But there was
nothing else open, so we would have just been stitching anyway.
Yeah, it was. I just feel like it's a lot of money to go, and I love to get the photos, and I love to, but I just felt like this year it was all about, let me sell you a product. I didn't feel like we got as much value. I'm a little upset. I know Priscilla's like, Kimberly, shut up. But I am upset that they have not sent a survey, and then they're just selling tickets to the next one because they don't care anymore, because it's a corporation and they're just like, whatever, we don't care about customer service. We don't care that we took all the seats that we promised you that you did not get. And I did take a video. They said you'd get front row in this one ballroom. I walked the whole ballroom, and I was like, tell me one person with this badge that has one. No, there isn't one, because I haven't sent it to them yet though. But it was fun. The hotel was really nice. I wish the food would have been better, but the hotel was great. It was, I mean, very expensive. And there was nothing around it, so we couldn't like Uber. Like we went from the airport to this hotel, and we were going by pastures of dirt. Like we didn't pass a Starbucks, McDonald's, nothing. And
there was a fake Starbucks in the hotel, though.
Oh yeah, that was good. But yeah, so we didn't sign up for next time. Well, next time's in Vegas, and I just can't go to Vegas and do that. If I go to Vegas, I'll never leave the casino.
And they said that the hotel was already sold out on the first morning, so.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be at Caesars, and so they get so many, like the blocks of rooms at a better price, right? So those are all sold out like the first day. They're going to do Crime Cruise. We're hopefully going to try to do that. But I want to see who else is going on it before we commit all this money. And it's also like November of 26. So we have 14 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's list off some people that we listen to, because people ask that. So I would say I listen to Brian
a lot
Minton.
more than I do.
Yeah. She listens to different stuff. I listen to Brian Minton on YouTube. I listen to Court TV sometimes if it shows up on YouTube, but I don't have a subscription, I guess. So if it's on YouTube, I'll watch it. I will watch anything Vinnie does. The podcasts I listen to are Generation Y, and that's about it. And I listen to it like on Spotify or Apple. I watch all the Oxygen TV shows and anything on Investigative Discovery. And I listen to Crime Talk. Who else do I listen to? Well, live trials. One thing that you do that I don't do is you listen to all the live trials. Not all of them, but I mean, you get into the nitty gritty, and I don't.
Yeah, that's like my favorite thing. I watch those with Emily Baker usually. And
lawyer
you listen too on YouTube. So do I. But I don't listen to any podcasts, and I do watch Court TV. Sometimes I have that on my TV. Vinny's videos on YouTube I watch. I think that's about it. Oh, Melanie Little. Sometimes if Emily Baker isn't covering something, I'll watch it on hers.
I don't know who that is.
She was an attorney.
Okay. Yeah, so we just thought we'd do a little thing to just be fun and behind the scenes, and we enjoyed like seeing Nate Eaton, Vinnie Politan. Like that just makes the trip worth it because they're nice, and I would say that's all fun, but the sessions this time, out of all of things we watched, I only liked Tommy Pope's on Susan Smith, honestly, because everything else was trying to sell me a TV show that I've already watched. So why am I paying you a couple $1,000s to sit in a room for you to show me clips of 20 minutes of a TV show I've already watched? So for me, it just like, it's a little too commercialized for the amount of money you pay. And I guess did I show the picture with Derek Levasseur? I didn't. I forgot to add that one in, but Priscilla found him, and tell about that.
So he didn't get there until Friday night, or Friday sometime. And I was surprised he wasn't at the party because I wanted to ask him about Big Brother. And he said that he had been in the house until 4 a.m. the night before. But I still can't figure out why he was in the house because he wasn't shown at all.
And he said, I flew straight from the house to the airport to here. And we saw him because we were all going to different restaurants to just find something to eat. It was late. And we were like, Uber Eats wasn't really working out for us. And it's not like you could just get in a car and go somewhere. There was nothing around there. And so she was trying to find a place to eat. I was trying to find a place to eat. And then she was trying to get him to say I guess the house kicked out, and then...
Yeah, and I guessed, and he just burst out laughing, and I said, okay, so I know I'm right.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the cruise.
Yeah, he's the one that told us about him and Rob doing something together.
Yeah, I used to watch Big Brother, like, before, like, a long time ago.
Do you remember Nicole that was on there? I saw that she's having twins.
Mm-mm. I just
She was
remember
really
Jordan and the lady who got married. Jordan and the cute little girl. He had a daytime TV talk show.
Jordan and Jeff. Jeff
Yeah.
is the guy.
Yeah. That's who I remember. So I saw you sitting in the front row. How exciting was it being there? Well, okay, so we were sitting in the front row of the court TV. That was the only thing that but we stood in line. Priscilla was like, we got to get in line. And we did. We got in line. And the ladies were so annoyed with us. They were like, this line does not start until 5:30. And we were like, well, we kind of want to be like in certain seats. Can we just sit down? And they were like, no. So we stood there for a long time and we got
30 minutes.
Seats. And that was fine. But I mean, I think people are just like, the line doesn't start until 5:30. And I'm like, yeah, but like, if we're here first, we kind of I want to be in a certain spot.
I think there were like 8 people that worked on the show with him that were doing all the behind the scenes stuff with him. Mm-hmm. Plus there was one that he was talking to on his headset because,
it got disconnected.
His mic quit.
Mm-hmm. And one time I guess he had something, and I don't know if it was his phone or what, but he got disconnected, and he was like, connect. And he was like, this is Vinnie, connect. So they were like trying to reconnect him. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh, sorry, y'all got to see me panic. But I actually didn't think he was panicking. I thought he was just like trying to get them to...
He had it worked out.
Yeah, like to be able to hear him because they're in some other city. Are the CrimeCons on the cruise ships better? I'll let Priscilla answer.
For me, I feel it's better because we get a vacation at the same time. There's not as much going on. There's not as much content. There's not as many people, but we enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Kathy, thank you. She said the reason I went to Garden of Quilts was to meet you. It was awesome to meet you. Say thank you so much. Yeah, it was so fun. I am so glad to be home, though. I was gone for 11 days. So I went to CrimeCon. Then I went to Garden of Quilts. And then I went to, it was Parents' Weekend for Emma. So I think I was gone 10 or 11 days. And I'll tell you a little secret. My kids did not watch my dog correctly. He peed all over the house, everywhere. So I have to get all of the carpets cleaned because they think he doesn't need to wear a diaper. And I'm like, between the 5th time he peed and the next time you didn't think he needed a diaper? What? He's so bad. So if y'all have any questions, just put them in the chat. We're happy to answer. I hope you enjoyed this. This is just like a behind the scenes. Sometimes I just want to do stuff on here that's fun and just like a look at our lives, and like we are real people just like everybody else, and that's it.
Today's pumpkin picking day for me. I asked Kimberly if she wanted to fly in and go help, and she said no.
No. That would require me to get in the dirt. Priscilla did get me to go outside a lot, though, more than ever, probably. So, okay, thank you, Priscilla.
All right, thanks for having me. Bye.